I am undertaking a survival challenge on a deserted island. No food, no fresh water, no shelter. I have no idea what this island has waiting for me, but that's exactly what makes these adventures so exciting. Welcome back to my survival series. If you enjoy following these real survival journeys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support will help me reach 1,000 subscribers, and you'll never miss a new adventure. Alright, enough talking. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. It rained heavily all night, but thankfully my floating shelter held up really well. Everything stayed secure, and I was finally able to get a good night's sleep without worrying about the waves or the weather. I wake up feeling refreshed and full of energy, ready to see what today has in store. This morning, I'm going to climb up the cliffs and see if I can find anything useful. Out here on a deserted island, every day is unpredictable. You never know what you'll discover next. Sometimes it's nothing at all. And sometimes a single unexpected find can completely change your survival situation. What a lucky way to start the morning. I just found a tidal pool filled with shellfish and small sea creatures that were trapped when the tide went out. This is one of the best times to look for bait because these pools often hold all kinds of marine life that are easy to collect. I'm going to gather a few of them and use them as fishing bait. Hopefully they'll attract something much bigger. Who knows? Maybe today will be the day I finally catch a 5-kilogram fish. Today, I'm going to use a traditional fishing method that many fishermen have relied on for generations. Instead of using just a single fishing rod, I'm tying hundreds of hooks along one very long main line. The idea is simple: the more hooks in the water, the better the chances that a fish will find one of them. It covers a much larger area than a single fishing rod, so even while I'm busy with other survival tasks, the fishing line is still working for me. Now it's time to set the long line into the water. I'm using the shrimp I caught earlier as bait. Fresh shrimp is one of the best natural baits you can use out here because the scent spreads quickly through the water and attracts many different species of fish. I'm especially hoping to catch a red grouper. They love feeding on fresh shrimp, so I'm feeling pretty confident about today's setup. About an hour later, I notice one of the floats moving much more aggressively than the others. That's usually a good sign. Something down there is definitely pulling on the line. I'm not going to wait any longer. It's time to haul everything back in and see what's on the hooks. Every pull on the line makes me even more excited. It feels heavier than before, so I'm hoping a decent-sized fish has taken the bait. I can't believe it. The first thing that comes up isn't the 5-kilogram red grouper I've been hoping for. It's an eel. I definitely wasn't expecting that, but honestly, I'm not complaining. Out here, any fresh catch is valuable, and an eel is still a great source of food. Wait, I don't think that's all. The main line still feels surprisingly heavy, and I can see several floats still jerking on the surface. It looks like there are more fish still hooked underwater. This is getting really exciting. This eel looks a lot like a freshwater eel at first glance. The body shape is almost identical, so it's easy to mistake one for the other. The good news is that it's an excellent food source. The meat is firm, naturally sweet, and full of flavor. Cooked over a fire, it becomes one of my favorite meals whenever I'm lucky enough to catch one. While I was taking advantage of the low tide to gather a few more shellfish, I suddenly heard a loud scraping sound coming from the shore. I turned around, and my heart immediately sank. The waves had pushed my floating raft straight into the rocks. In the previous video, I told you how dangerous these oyster-covered rocks can be. The oysters may not look like much, but their shells are razor sharp. Anything that rubs against them can be cut open in seconds. And unfortunately, The cut from the oyster shell throbs constantly, and I just can't fall asleep. I try to ignore it, but every movement reminds me it's there, out here. Even a small cut can turn into a serious problem if I don't take care of it. But staying still isn't an option. The hunger keeps reminding me that if I don't go out and find food, things will only get worse. So I grit my teeth, ignore the pain as much as I can, and keep moving right now. I'll take anything I can find: fish, shellfish, crabs, anything that can keep me going. That's what surviving in the wilderness is really like. There are no easy days out here. It looks like tonight's dinner is only going to be a few shellfish. My injured foot is still hurting badly, so I can't walk very far or spend much time wading through the water to search for more food. I'll have to make do with what I have and hope my foot recovers soon. If you've been enjoying this survival journey and want to support me, please consider subscribing to Island Bushcraft. Your support means a lot to me, and it helps me continue creating more adventures like this.